Combat Sports Anti-Doping announced today that Muhammad Usman, the brother of former UFC champion Kamaru Usman, has accepted a 2-year and 6-month period of ineligibility for violations of the UFC anti-doping policy. Usman tested positive for the presence of testosterone, a prohibited at all times substance in the class of anabolic agents on the UFC prohibited list, from an out-of-competition sample collected from him on September 8, 2025. Usman was scheduled to compete against Walter Walker on October 11, 2025, in Rio de Janeiro, but was removed from the bout due to the positive test. CSAD revealed in its statement that Usman later confessed to using testosterone before the event and to previously taking BPC 157, a banned peptide. The agency noted that Usman initially tried to mislead investigators with a false explanation for the failed test, which led to a harsher response. While CSAD had the option to extend the standard 2-year ban to 4 years because of the attempted deception, they instead added 6 months, resulting in a total suspension of 30 months after Usman accepted responsibility. Usman's suspension began on October 9, 2025. The suspension will end on April 9, 2028. He'll be 39 when he's eligible to return.
Because what you're saying is, you're saying with the wins will get you to that point of maybe getting that $1 million check where you're getting there. But it's like, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Bro, man, they don't give a about us, nigga. You know what I mean? They don't give a about us. I'm just too real, nigga. Joaquin, you ain't been in them crowds, nigga. I'm listening, and you'll hear the Brazilian, they'll go, go crazy with the Brazilian. You'll see the Mexican go, and then Joaquin walk out there, and it'd be 15 people going, oh, that's my...
Hey, but they riding though. They riding.
They riding, but nigga, they don't give a about us. You know what I mean? And so, like, the way we gotta approach this is like different. You know what I mean? Like,
but the thing, what you said, like, you know, they don't care. I'm not talking about the company. They don't care, but the fan base, right? It's a little bit different.
I'm talking about the fans.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the company. Don't nobody give a about it, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, bro. Yeah.
Not even our own people, nigga. Stop. Niggas don't even be really.
But they don't
even be really knowing about fighting like that.
It
like,
be
niggas
so
don't
deep,
fighting.
100. But it be so deep that they don't even watch us though. That's how much they don't get. They don't even care to watch.
That's what I'm saying. So, you know, like, our is watching football, is watching basketball.
Yeah.
They ain't caught on that wave yet. So we ain't got that backing yet. So we out there by ourselves. That's why, like, when I see you, I'm like, hey, what's up, my nigga? You know what I mean? Because why? We all by ourselves. So it's like, every black man that come to UFC, I try to get that, like, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? Woo, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, and be on some shit like that where, like, we all we got. You know what I mean?
Islam said he wanted to fight Kamaru next. Do you feel like he's the right guy, or?
I don't know. We got to see how some of this stuff plays out. Got to see when Topuria is coming back. What's he want to do? Obviously, you know, in the perfect world, he fights one of these two that fights for the title right now. And Chimaev, when's he coming back? You know, there's still a lot of things that have to play out before I can decide who fights who yet.
Ali tweeted, "Obviously, everyone knows by now that Kayla postponed her fight with Amanda Nunes. I honestly don't know how she's been fighting for the last 5 or 6 years with this kind of injury, but it reached a point where it was necessary. Continuing would have put her life and long-term health at serious risk. One thing about Kayla, she always comes back stronger and better. I can't wait. This comeback will be legendary. Stay tuned."
Jake Paul, you know, got his jaw broken. Anthony Joshua, you had said that you thought it was a bad fight for him. Do you still feel like that he shouldn't have even taken that fight, or?
Yeah, it's crazy that fight was even allowed to happen.
What do you think is like the future for him as far as like the boxing goes?
Jake Paul?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. As long as people keep wanting to pay and watch him fight, I guess he can keep doing it. It's just not what I do. You know what I mean? It's just, to even comment on it, I think everybody that was involved in that thing should be embarrassed. Number one, and number two, it's just not what I'm into. Not my thing.
Yeah. To do, you've always wanted, coming up through your career, you want to fight these people that you've always looked up to, and it's sad to say that I think I'm going to retire them. You know what I mean? I'm preparing to beat them up in all facets of MMA, whether it's on the ground or whether it's on the feet. I'm preparing to beat them up. So, as I say, it's sad to say, but I'm more than likely going to retire him. I don't know if he'll fight again when he loses.
This season is against Daniel Cormier. Oh man, what a stuffy, just dickhead Cormier really is. I think if you really get to know Daniel Cormier, he's really not.
Yeah, it was nice.
Oh, he's an asshole. He was an asshole. I mean, he didn't really connect with any of the fighters here. He's just an asshole. I tried to make peace with him many times, and he made it very clear that he wants to be enemies for the rest of his life because how lucrative it is. And he's just a, I don't know. There was moments where we got to laugh, you know, but for the most part, he's a dickhead. You know, you look at the way that he treats his staff members. He brought like 10 yes men out with him and literally, go get me my water. Where's my this? Why is that this? It was just, he just bosses guys around, you know. And the times we weren't filming, he wasn't very sociable with the people on set. He's just a dickhead. I think people that really work with him knows that. If I wrestled against Daniel Cormier, it'd be really interesting to see what happened. But the one thing I do know is that I made him cry in front of the world. I took him off of the list of being considered one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Here's the deal. We were around each other every single day. And we were cordial. We had times where John and I actually laughed at stuff. Like, we laughed together at stuff. But if I didn't have to be around him, I'm not gonna voluntarily be around him. Why would I want that? Look, man, I don't harbor the emotion of the past that I did with him. I really don't. But we spoke negatively about each other's families. We had a nasty, nasty thing. Like, he cheated constantly. Like, I don't have to let him off the hook and be his friend. That would be me just going, you know, everything you did is good. It's not. It just wasn't good. So yeah, I can be cordial. I can work alongside you. I can do my thing, but I don't have to be your friend. I'm a man. Like, and it is what it is. Like, nah, I'm not gonna be friends with you. You don't need to be friends with everybody. You don't have to be friends with everybody that you had a problem with. Like, it's fine. Like, just do your thing, I'll do mine, and we'll be okay. Like, hey, y'all wanna pay us to do this show okay, a boatload of money, I can do a show with him, and I wanna beat him. But we don't need to be friends. We don't need to be getting drinks together and having dinners and doing all these crazy things. You don't need to have fairy tale endings to everything in life. Life ain't fair, man. And if fair is me being your friend, then sorry, bro, you got a life ahead of you that just will not be fair. But am I gonna run at John Jones and fight him every time I see him? No. If he says hi to me, I'll say hi to him. But why do we need to be friends? And he's talking about I treat my friends all terribly and all this other stuff. Bro, if I say, hey, could you grab my water? That's a normal request from a friend, because if they ask me to do the same thing, I do it for them.
I think that it's like, you're gonna give him some time off, or do you want him to get right back in the ring?
That's up to him. You know what I mean? It's up to him. He probably should take a little time off and relax, and the guy's an animal. Animal.
Yeah. Is he like one of the most reliable fighters?
100%. 100%. Yeah, I could call him from this interview right now and tell him I want him to fight, you know, on the second Paramount fight, and he'd do it.
You got Volk Lopez 2. Some people, I guess, maybe were questioning why there was a rematch when the first fight felt a little decisive on Volk's behalf.
Yeah. If you don't like it, don't watch it. It was just a fight that made sense. We get in that room and we start putting shit together, and it should be a good fight.
I know there's like all the talk of Michael Chandler and Conor. Do you see like that as like a realistic thing happening?
No, I mean, that was a couple years ago.
Yeah, so that's not nothing you'd entertain for the White House?
No.
I know there's like all the talk of Michael Chandler and Conor. Do you see like that as like a realistic thing happening?
No, I mean, that was a couple years ago.
Yeah, so that's not nothing you'd entertain for the White House?
No.